Here we are again. Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Hello there, Liam.
Hello, how are you? How was your week?
Oh, it is fantastic. We're on wind down here, and it's
That's right.
sunny Thailand. Get ready then for holiday time.
Yes, it's holiday. The school season is finished here, so we'll be able to spend more time preparing for these videos and watching football. You'll be glad to know.
Yes, which we'll jump in and apologise because we missed a game that happened last night.
Yes, Newcastle, by all accounts, deserving of their late victory.
Late victory.
Yeah.
I would have predicted a draw. I was thinking about it, and Forest at home, I would have given them marks.
They were 9 unbeaten before that.
Yeah. So well done, Newcastle. Was the last minute, but.
Yeah, and like I said, they did miss a lot of chances. They were very unlucky with some things. They had a goal disallowed. They hit the crossbar twice, so that would be good for them. They got there, and that'll keep them in the hunt for the
top four
for the Champions League, even.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so our first game today is Villa at home to Bournemouth.
Indeed.
Villa, who after some tough games against some of the top teams, have kind of found form again. Beat Everton 2-0. Palace 1-0. They drew all right against West Ham in the last game, but I'm predicting them to beat Bournemouth at home in this one. Bournemouth only 1 clean sheet in 23 away games. I mean, fair play to Bournemouth, right? They pushed Arsenal, very unlucky against Arsenal, and then beating Liverpool last week. But I just feel Villa will beat them in this game.
I would agree. As impressive as Bournemouth have been in their last 2 matches, I think that away from home is a different kettle of fish. And just the organisation of the Aston Villa team, I'm super impressed with Emery's job that he's done in there. And I think it will be relatively comfortable. I'm thinking 3-1 or maybe even 2-0, 3-1.
Okay. Ollie Watkins to score again.
Ollie Watkins, surefire. Put him in. If you've got him in your fantasy football, make sure he's your captain.
Okay. And another point: in all of Emery's 13 games, Villa have scored at least once.
Yeah.
So he's keeping them on the front foot. Then we have Brentford, who continue to defy expectations, beating Southampton. Okay. Southampton would say maybe.
Southampton are fighting the way.
They drew with United the week before.
Exactly.
So you have to beat them 2-0, comprehensive. Tony getting a call up for
England.
England, so this might be his last chance. Interesting that actually happened when there's a betting scandal over him. You know how the standards, of playing for the national team.
That's it,
But I guess he's innocent.
Until proven guilty in that moment.
He's admitted to it. I don't know. It's a tricky one, but good for him. He's on fire. He's been on fire. Against Leicester in free fall completely. Lost to Chelsea 3-1. Lost to Southampton. Lost to Blackburn in the cup. They've only scored. They've scored 2, conceded 10 recently.
Rodgers must be on last chance saloon there.
Yeah, there's something really wrong there. There's a disconnect definitely. Brentford only lost 1 out of 13 at home, unbeaten in their last 9 games. So
what you're saying is all the stats in the world point to one thing and one thing only.
Exactly. Leicester's face, that David Luiz guy who actually plays like David Luiz, liability, he's suspended for this game. Might be a blessing in disguise for them if they bring someone in. More damning statistics. They have the joint most goals conceded since the World Cup. The last 4 Premier League games only scored 1 goal. League high 11 goals from outside the box. That's Maddison's influence.
Yeah.
They don't have a striker.
They really don't. I mean, Iheanacho is just not consistent enough.
Yeah, and Vardy,
is past us.
Past it, yeah.
There you go. There's the problems. The likes of Tielemans has been having a terrible season. From all the big hype of that he was going to have a big move. And there you go. They're just the confidence is so low on one team. The confidence is high, and the team ethic and the work rate and knowing what each other is doing. Brentford will win this and win 2-0 again, 3-1. I think both of those games will be comfortable home wins for the home team.
Yeah, of all teams in the relegation trouble, the other teams are capable of a victory.
Well,
you just find it hard for Leicester to kind of get. You don't.
Leicester and Palace are 2 teams that are down there now that are in trouble. And Bournemouth are fighting. Southampton have been fighting, showing fight.
Leeds,
Everton showing
Forest,
fight. A lot of teams are showing fight. not seen much from Leicester yet.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
they don't think they're in denial of where they are.
That's it. So Brentford to win, we expect. Southampton at home to Spurs. What's your
Hardest one to call. I was looking at all the games, and you'll see me saying for most of them, home victory, home win, home win. And I said Southampton at home against Spurs. I'm going to sit in the fence and go draw here because, look, Spurs on paper should beat Southampton every day of the week, but we all know what Spurs are like. Southampton showed real fight, as they say, against Manchester United, and they need the points, and they're playing for the manager. So I will go for a scoring draw here. I think I believe that Spurs will have one eye on their international break. Southampton will be hungrier for this game, but they just don't have the quality to really put away Spurs. Yeah. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Interesting one about this one, a lot of players like playing the other team. Like Ward-Prowse has more goals or assists than any other team against Spurs. Same for Kane, tied with Leicester. Same for Son and same for Richarlison, who actually, surprisingly, I noticed, he's got no goal apparently for Spurs in 18 Premier League appearances. That's I think a damning verdict on Conte more than anything else, because Richarlison always would get goals. He plays really well for Brazil in the World Cup. He's not being used in the right way.
And the way they're set up, and I suppose more defensively minded than attack minded.
That's true. That's affected Son as well too. So, but I'm expecting goals in this one. They like playing each other. I'm expecting goals. I'm expecting Kane to score. Definitely at least one on this one. Son also is on 99 Premier League goals. Could see his 101 in this one. I'm expecting Spurs maybe to win 2-1.
Okay, you're going for the away win there.
Then we have a big game, Wolves at home to Leeds.
Yeah. What's your analysis of this one there?
I'm expecting maybe a draw on this one. Two teams that can't score goals. I saw a stat that no striker has scored for Wolves since March of 2022. No striker has scored for them. Jimenez is back though, and he was the one who did score in the last one, so that will give them an
attacking
focal point, because they have the players who can create the chances. You know, Leeds have shown improvement under Garcia, 4 points in 3 games, but they're winless in 7 away. Wolves seem to have that bit more quality about them, but I'm going to go for a draw on this one because Leeds are dynamic, then they will cause problems for Wolves.
And Rodrigo is back in.
Your favourite player.
Yeah. No, I'm still going to go for a Wolves victory here. I think the Molyneux, what we call him, JL, has him geared up. They know they're not out of trouble yet, but they are playing like we talk about where Leicester are. Well, Wolves would feel a lot more confident about avoiding the drop. The way they're playing as a team. And
they will pick up points.
This is kind of nearly a derby match in a way. Like they're both kind of close enough.
I don't know that. I don't know.
I could be wrong as well.
Well, you got what's the Leeds is in Yorkshire and then Wolves is in the Midlands.
Well, yeah. They're neither of them are London.
Yeah.
And you leave it at that.
It's all relative. If they were in China's a huge country. They'd be like next door neighbours.
Exactly. So anyway, I think 2 hard-working teams. I'm going for a Wolves victory here, maybe just by the one goal to nil. As you say, both teams struggle to score goals.
Okay. Then we're on to the late game, I think, Saturday. Chelsea at home to Everton.
Oh, Chelsea-Everton. Well, Chelsea have gotten a few big statement victories finally to really take the pressure off Graham Potter. The victory against Borussia Dortmund, I think really will have done the coaches, the players, a lot of confidence to go forward. And therefore, I think we'll just see more of the quality they have. They still have done terrible in terms of attracting a decent striker with all the money they spent. But I think they'll have too much for Everton, as well as Everton have done under Dyche. My money is on Chelsea. I think probably a 2-0 victory to Chelsea.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Dyche, he will. The Chelsea players, a lot of them are new to the Premier League. They'll never have come up anything like the Dyche's approach to football, and I think he will be telling them to get stuck into Chelsea to rattle them, And he is like the master of the 1-0 victory.
Yes.
Can you actually trivia question? Do you know who has more Premier League 1-0 wins than Dyche?
Allardyce?
Tony Pulis from Stoke.
He would have been my next guess, actually. Pulis,
So I just think that Chelsea could be in for a surprise on this one. They won't be able to pass the ball around. They won't get time on the ball. Everton desperately need it. I'm going to go for a sneaky Everton 1-0 win on this one. Okay. Even though I must say I'm actually enjoy watching Chelsea because they don't have any of the old characters before who I didn't really like.
Yeah.
And the new players coming in, trying to play football. They are attractive to watch, but Everton to win on this one. Okay. Then Arsenal home to Palace. What do you think?
Well, I mean, Palace just sacked Vieira, which... you're always, I suppose, as a manager, you're always at the mercy of your results, and the results haven't been good enough for Palace.
They were in mid-table and they were coasting, and he thought they're solid mid-table, but they just seemed to take their eye off the ball completely, and they just drifted
It wasn't like every team that they played recently has been like in the top half of the table, and they haven't been hammered by any of them.
No, they've lost only by 1 goal to Brighton, to Man City, to Villa, lost by 1 goal.
But they made the call. They've said, look, the easy person to point the finger at is the coach. They've got rid of him. I don't think you'll see a big reaction because I think the players were playing for Vieira. I think they just were a bit of unluckiness. Zaha got injured during this time as well. And just that the quality isn't there. They haven't been backed by the board. There's been no big transfers in. So I think it'll continue. I think Arsenal, where they are, it's hard to say how they react to being knocked out of Europe. I think that it could be a blessing in disguise if they've really just them Thursday distractions are gone and trying to keep it going. It's all about the league now, and I don't see this. I think the focus will be there with them. I expect Arsenal to get through this one relatively comfortably. 2-0 again, 3-0.
Yeah, just on the Europa League, they started like with their kind of their squad players kind of playing, and it kind of showed how the squad actually is very weak for Arsenal. They weren't good enough. Now people say they ended the game with all their first team on, but I think the die had been cast at that stage.
Momentum and everything is there.
Lisbon had been given like hope, as Arteta had said, and they weren't able to swing it around. And I think that's why they're out of the Europa League, because of their squad. They will play, of course, their full team now against Palace. I think Palace will try to frustrate Arsenal because the longer the game goes on scoreless, the players get nervous, the crowd get nervous, mistakes can happen. So I'm expecting kind of a very tight first half, maybe, but I think quality will tell in the end. Arsenal to win 1-0, maybe 2-0. But down the line, when the pressure is building, because each game now is a cup final, basically.
This is it.
And so I think that Arsenal will drop points. The question is, how many will City also drop? I think City's target is the Champions League, definitely.
That will be their complete focus. You'll see that when you're getting into semi-finals now. And
Bayern in the next round.
Bayern Munich,
they're not the same Bayern as before, but still there's an aura about them.
Yep.
They just seem to get the result. So, and Chelsea, Madrid. That's the last of the games, I think.
That's it. And I think it's off to internationals now next week.
Yeah.
So it's going to be April when next time we'll be here giving you our expert opinions.
Yes, so in the meantime, if you kind of get we need a video, just go back and watch the old ones again. They're still as entertaining as ever. I do that sometimes.
Or watch something else.
All right.
There we go.
All the best. Enjoy the football. Take care.
Cheers, guys.